Hello, this is a quick video to show you how to use the Learning Outcomes tool in OHM. So if I go into under Tools and Expand, and then I go to Outcomes, you'll see I already have some outcomes set up here, but there is an option for you to add an outcome group and then add an outcome that falls within that outcome group. So here, learn about the essential components of algebra would be our outcome group. And then 1.1, identify types of real numbers and use them in algebraic expressions, would be our additional outcome that falls under that outcome group. So you can drag and drop and move things around to put it in the order that you want. So this is how you would go ahead and set it up. If you make any changes, you just make sure you hit Save Changes. And then if we go to an outcomes map, you can see which assessments that these are mapped to. So I'll show you how this mapping gets in here. So if I go into one of my assessments, I've already set this up ahead of time, but if I go into an assessment and I go into questions and I go into categorize questions, any of my outcomes that I have set up are going to be available for me to apply to my questions. So if I click the drop down here, you can see all of the ones that I've set up. So that's how when I was in the mapping, you were able to see which assessments were mapped to those particular learning outcomes. There's a separate video to show you how to categorize questions as well. The other information that you can see in here is if I go into outcomes and view outcomes report, I can see for each of my students a breakdown on how they did on each of the learning outcomes. And I can dig in deeper and expand for that particular student as well. The last thing that's really nice is you can export this to a CSV, and then it gives you a file that you can use in an Excel format. So these are just a few ways that you can use the learning outcomes to have more in-depth data for your courses related to specific learning outcomes. Let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.